You are looking live at the roller derby track here in Lyons, New York at the Lyons Community Center. We are live now tonight for our first ever attempt to broadcast the roller derby game. Hi, everybody. I'm Harold Weber, the dog, along with, we have thousands of broadcasters with us tonight. We have my longtime buddy and broadcast partner, Dave Barnick, alongside. We also have Jeremy Hunt along with brother Jason, along with our director, producer, and stage manager, Chris Marquardt. And we have a special guest. Thank God, David. We have a special guest here tonight at the broadcast table, and her name is Silver A. Sasson. And Silver, welcome to the broadcast booth, and we appreciate you taking time out to spend some time with us tonight because you are the only one up here that knows anything about the sport. So thank you for being a part of this.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And I want to tell you, we'll talk about her attempt to get up here. Was really, truly remarkable in the first place. But we are here, and we're looking forward to a spirited night. Nice crowd on hand, people still coming through the gates. And, of course, Dave, Lyons being my hometown. And, of course, you and me have worked together. I was smart enough to hire you back in the 70s to help me do sports on SFWs, we all know. And you and me have done thousands of basketball and football and baseball and soccer and you name it, lacrosse. But I think, Dave, it's the first time you and me have sat next to each other. Hopefully that we have Silver to your left.
Well, good evening to you, Harold. Yeah. Great to have Silver to my left. And already, Harold, the error of your ways, as you said, I think the game tonight.
Yeah,
the bout. The bout.
The bout tonight.
The bout.
Yes.
And
that will be not only the first mistake I'll make.
If you think this is not a physical situation, one only has to ask our special guest because, unfortunately, she tore her ACL, among other things. But lots to talk about. We plan to have a lot of fun.
Yes, and
the girls get a lot of energy and exercise and camaraderie out of it.
Yep.
Should be a blast.
Well, Silver, you recall, maybe if not, I had Wendy and I had a Spring Loaded on my show several weeks ago, and they had invited me to come over for one of your practices, which I did. And after the practice, I mentioned to them that we would be more than glad to broadcast or attempt to broadcast it if they could raise some fun, which they have done. And I find it an intriguing sport, Silver, but since I have belts older than you are, I recall back 25, 30 years ago, the roller derby I used to watch was the bank tracks, and they would elbow the ladies and men and knock them over the railings. You remember those days?
I do. I used to watch it.
Okay. Tell our viewers that's not what we do here.
That is not what we do here. In fact, if you do that here, you will get sent to the penalty box over there in the corner for 30 seconds. Okay. And there are various penalties, elbowing, low blocking, which is anything below the knee, hitting with the head or hitting above the shoulders, no hitting direct in the back. So
there's a lot of things involved.
A lot of things to think about, not cutting the track and so forth.
One thing I'm impressed by, the number of officials here tonight. Is there 5 of them?
There's usually 7.
Oh, okay, 7.
We'll have 2 jam refs, which follow the jammer from each team, and they count the points and give them over to the scorekeepers over there.
Okay.
Do they bring the officials? Does each team have their own officials?
There's usually a few with each team, and there's others from all over. This guy out here in the center with the helmet, the hockey helmet, he's from Rochester, Rock City Roller Derby.
How many of these players, by the way, maybe you don't know the answer to this, actually play in the NFL as well?
It's funny you should ask, but we have a jammer playing with us tonight that started with women's football.
Wow.
And she started Derby a couple years ago, and she is amazing.
Well, it's interesting, Harold. We have this unique event that the women have fun with but take seriously, I'm sure. But it's also festive, as Halloween is next week.
Yeah, right.
We see some people in some different costumes. And Santa Claus has also emerged.
Oh, wow.
So lots going on. Santa's over there. See where the Santa Claus
I did not see Santa Claus.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly have embarked at Finger Lakes once since I've been part of the operation for the last couple of years to try to expand our sports coverage. And this is really an expansion with a capital E because usually myself and Dave or Brendan Harrington or some of the broadcasters that work these games have a pretty good idea what we're going to be going to. This is going to be unique in the fact that my knowledge is extremely limited. Thank God for Silver in the up here in the broadcast booth because she'll explain as we go through this what's happening on the track. And Silver, I must say the crowd is starting to still come in. It looks like this is your final bout of the year.
It's our last bout of the season.
And I should point out to our viewers that your team has been a winning team for since you started.
This
basically.
is our second bouting season.
Okay.
And we had a winning season last year. We already have a winning season this year. So we've had some challenges this year, but we're doing great, and it's been phenomenal how other local teams will pull together and skate with you when you're short and you return the favor. It's been really awesome.
And as Dave probably knows, but I found out, you guys don't go to Clyde or Seneca Falls to do bouts. You go to Olean, you go to Pennsylvania, you go to some pretty long distances.
We'll go where there's another team of our similar experience and not too far away, but we've been as far as Lancaster, Pennsylvania this year.
That's Olean?
Olean. That's a few hours
So
away.
that's a nice thing, and I think it's wonderful that the people are so engaged in the sport, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
to get a fan base.
Really takes over your life. Just as it's a life-changing sport, but lifelong friends.
You have another profession, of course, or your main profession is you're a CPA.
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the other professions that the different teammates have?
Oh, we have some massage therapists, we have bankers, we have lawyers.
Really?
From all walks, every profession you can think of.
My biggest kick myself so far with this, Harold, are both the names of each player, the nicknames, and of the teams. I mean, and we're having some announcements going on now, obviously.
And I believe, Silver, they're going to be announcing each of the members of the teams.
Yes, they will.
2012 has proven to be a rock in the foundation of this league. She's going to lead this team through good times and bad.
I think Wendy is being honored.
That's Tough Mama. She's our league founder and coach and captain. And she recently went through cancer surgery, and so we're honoring her.
And we wanted to
for her dedication and
yes, we want to echo those sentiments and wish a full and speedy recovery. I saw her with Harold's interview, and was a very engaging young lady that we wish nothing but the best for.
Exactly. As now, of course, she's all choked up, of course, as you can appreciate.
And again, thank you, fans. As you may or may not know, a portion of this evening's proceeds are going to help Tough Mama in her expenses with her treatments for her melanoma surgeries that she's had over the past few months. So thank you again.
This is what it's all about. Yep. Very, very, very touching.
Very much so.
And not only is the Lunachicks applauding, the rollers as well. So I think it's
the Parlor City Tricks.
Parlor City
That's
Tricks.
The name of the opponent tonight from the Broome County, a.k.a. Binghamton area, which Silver is from.
Roller derby action on this flat track. Traveling all the way.
Sounds like the announcer in the heavyweight fight.
Yeah. Michael Buffer?
Yeah.
This is Big Daddy. He announces a lot of our bouts, and he's been a derby coach and an
is
announcer
he with
for
Big
many
Mama
years.
by any chance? Or no? Oh, Big Mama. Tough
He's actually
Mama.
from Pennsylvania.
I see.
Okay, now we're just going to let the camera do the talking here. Let's just show the camera, and the camera guys, Jeremy and Jason, will show them being introduced.
Number 010,
Bad Mother. This is priceless.
Harold, I remember when we used to dress like that.
Yeah.
Keep coming to Derby. You still can.
Excuse me.
Number 180 proof toxic beverage.
180 proof.
Toxic beverage.
Number 220 Cheshire Chick.
Some of the opposing team.
Number 227 Cherry
Parlor City Tricks being introduced to the crowd tonight.
Interesting, they introducing the home team first, Daryl.
No.
No, that's the.
No, that's your
the
way team.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so caught up in this.
Number 525,
I like the numbering scheme too, Silver. It's pretty neat. The numbering scheme. They go from 00 to 591.
You pick your name, you pick your number.
Wow.
And as long as nobody else on your team has it, you're on your way.
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, they are the BC Rollers Parlor City Tricks. They're being coached this evening by Jerry Extrick and Jen Detta. Give it up for the BC Rollers.
And there you are, the BC Rollers being introduced to the crowd tonight, assembled here at the Lyons Community Center on a beautiful Saturday night. A little breezy outside.
And now, of course, it's time for your very own hometown Rollers to take the track.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the introduction of the homestanding, the Finger Lakes Lunachicks. Number 3, there she is, spring loaded.
Number 4, Ganja Ninja. Number 5, Misconduct.
Misconduct?
Number 6, Sally Mayhem.
Sally Mayhem. These are the Lunachicks, the homestanding Lunachicks. Swearing Aaron. If only Jack DePaulo could have been here tonight, Dave, to see this unveil.
He's here in spirit. Got to be difficult for you, Spring, in some ways, wishing you were down there, I'm sure.
It's so hard not to skate right now. It's going to be probably spring after April 15th.
Well, I'm already going to nominate you for next year's Comeback Player of the Year.
And by the way, so we should mention your photo, Lynn, your photo guy.
Yes.
Does a nice job.
Baby got snap.
Yep, he does a nice job.
He does amazing pictures, and he travels with us and
Yep.
everything.
It's good.
Have you noticed actual fan favorites with any of your players? Someone who really engages the crowd, or is it more or less whoever's having a hot night?
Anybody making big hits out there, jammers getting through and getting a lot of points. You know, we have Tough Mama's an incredible jammer,
Yep.
and she is really something to watch. It's a shame we can't see her tonight, but
I saw her do some of that during the practice. I came over for a practice night
a
few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I'm delighted she's here, though. We're
Yeah.
happy she's
so
here.
much.
So we've had the introduction, and I assume that shortly we will be having the national anthem.
I want to thank Jim Sinacropi, who couldn't be here tonight, but for, again, being a big part in us being able to bring this to our viewers.
Stowe, please come to the announcers table. Emily Stowe.
What they're doing now is a gear check. All the referees will go through each person and make sure all the helmets are tight and pads are snug. Everybody's got their required safety equipment, which includes knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, helmet, and mouth guard.
I should get my, my golfing buddy, Tom DeSanto. He's a football official. He could be out here doing this stuff.
I mean, there's probably room for them. There's about 9 officials out there. I've never seen a sporting event with more zebras in my life.
Well, they've got the 2 jam refs. They have 2 or 3 outside the track refs, and they'll have 2 inside pack refs. So it's 7 total.
Let me ask you both this. Do you know where the National Roller Skating Hall of Fame is located?
I do not.
I did not look this up. I'm watching a football today. It's in a football game, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Never knew that.
And it goes back to 1819 with
Really?
roller skating.
Huh.
And I was watching Nebraska throttle Rutgers.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday this evening to perform our national anthem.
And they showed it.
Very own Wolfie, also known as Gail Webb. And we also have Emily Stoke. She is Demolition's daughter. They are here to perform our national anthem. So if you would all
Nice.
For our national anthem, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
don't have to.
I'm
No,
not.
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
No, that's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we certainly want you to sit back, enjoy the following podcast here on Finger Lakes One Sports. We have a cast of thousands here to cover the game for you, and certainly we have somebody experienced in the booth broadcasting with myself and David. Silver Ray Sasson will be doing a lot of the discussions tonight because she knows the sport. And by the way, Silver Ray, I must point out, and David, we've been to Newark and saw the Newark Pilots owned by Bob Ullman. I never realized the court or the track was named after him. He's a good friend of ours, and he's a sponsor of my show, and he does a lot for our Finger Lakes One. Bob Ullman and his wife Leslie.
A major contributor to this facility.
Yes. So so Bob Ullman has nothing underachieving of Jim Boeheim. Jim has his name on the court, and so does Bob Ullman.
That's right. And speaking of shout-outs,
yes,
as you can see, Silver with the right leg here after the ACL surgery is only here through the good virtue of
Mr. Chunkendale, my boyfriend, who drove me here because I can't drive right now.
Well, that's okay.
He's a Derby referee also. That's how we met.
All right.
He's taken a hiatus for this year.
First whistle blows.
Okay.
They're going to do a demo first.
Okay.
And the jammers work their way through the pack. The first jammer through the pack without going out of bounds or committing a penalty is designated the lead jammer. The lead jammer reserves the right to call off the jam early if she decides she wants to do so. The first time they pass through the pack is not a point-scoring pass. This is a point-scoring pass. They pick up a point for each opposing blocker they pass. The jam will go for a full 2 minutes unless, of course, the lead jammer, in this case is Beazle Tricks, places her hands on her hips thusly and calls off the jam. That is roller derby in a nutshell. I'm going to continue to
Did you get all that, Dave?
I was thinking maybe we could have some volleyball match or dodgeball matches here too. It reminded me a little bit of the dodgeball movie here a bit.
Yeah. We play some dodgeball on skates during practice sometimes.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, right?
That's right.
The announcer does a nice job here.
Yes, he does. Very talented.
He's very knowledgeable, and we love to have him come up.
Do we have an official timeout already?
We have demos going on, I believe, right now as we are getting close to begin the bout between the Parlor City Tricks and the home-standing Finger Lakes Lunachicks.
We see Batgirl down there.
You see the jammers have the cover on their helmets with the stars.
And they call those what?
Well, we like to call them helmet panties.
Helmet panties.
Because they resemble a pair of panties when they're not on the helmet. Here we go.
Here we go. We're underway. As we have
Now the reason she called that off is because that other jammer was neck and neck with her.
Right.
And they would have both hit the pack at the same time, earning the same points.
Okay.
So you might as well call it off. If she was ahead, she would continue through, try to get her points, and then call it off before the other jammer gets there.
The voice you're hearing, folks, and you're going to hear a lot of her voice tonight, is Silver A. Sasson, who is a player who's been injured, tore up her ACL a few months ago. And she's been kind enough, thank God, she's been kind enough to join us up here to explain the sport. Here we go.
Right off the whistle, Killer Hill throwing a shoulder up against
Oh, somebody.
Nice hit. Hit her out of bounds. She has to come in behind the players that hit her out or that were in front of her. Now, she just made it through, the Binghamton jammer.
Right.
Our jammer wants to get through and call that off right quick. There she goes.
And the scores typically go quite high. Is that correct, Silver?
They can.
They can.
It's all a function of the defense in the pack.
Now,
And
did you buy any squares tonight on the 100 square board for this?
I'll tell you, it's 2-0, as you can tell, 2-0 Parlor City. I think it's the opposite,
it is the opposite.
Yeah.
It's the Finger Lakes.
Our scoring,
Lunachicks.
we'll just change that. The Lunachicks are leading 2-0. We'll correct that on our screen here. As we are watching, enjoying roller derby. Oh,
your special guest.
Yes.
Spring loaded.
Spring loaded. Whistles are abounding. And here comes spring loaded.
Oh, great job.
She just
Spring
lapped
loaded.
the other jammer.
Spring loaded.
So she just got 5 points.
She is just breezing. Now she called it off, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Nice job. I kind of understood that a little bit.
So that was kind of a good move, right? She went through
Yes.
everybody.
She lapped the other jammer, so she picked up an extra point.
Great.
As opposed to just getting the 4 points from the blockers.
And they don't waste much time reassembling to start a new jam or whatever you would call
You
it.
get 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds in between.
And I might add, the clock keeps rolling, correct?
Yep.
I'm still stuck trying to figure out how your parents came up with the name Silver Assassin.
That is a name that I came up with all by myself.
It's actually Lori.
Right.
As strategy is being employed, bodies on the track. I went to a roller derby match and saw a fight break out. Here we go.
You won't see that here.
No.
There's going to be some roughness in the pack, but
Now here's an opportunity for the other team to get on the board, huh?
yeah, she's
think.
lead jammer. Yes, she is.
Oh, crashing through.
Yep, she hit her out. See, she comes back and tries to make the other girl come in behind her. So she'll try to pull her back to the back of the pack again.
Wow.
BC Rollers gets on the board now. Current score should be 7.
Wasn't these BC Rollers, wasn't Saturday night their big hit way back when?
You're right.
SATURDAY night. Oh, that's the Bay City
I never thought
Rollers.
of that.
The Bay City Rollers. That's
Tell you what, folks, Dave Barnick doing his David Letterman impression early tonight. So, and he'll be leaving soon for Stephen Colbert. Here we go. Another jam and bodies in the middle flying. Oh, my.
There we go.
Oh.
Bodies.
And we are in full swing. Lunachicks have the lead jam.
The Lunachicks have it.
This lady comes to us from a team in Pennsylvania. She's guest skating with us tonight.
with the
Our
gold
jammer.
helmet.
Oh.
Her name is Diesel Tricks, and she is really amazing.
She got 4 points.
Yes, she did.
I was sort of watching the girl with the gold helmet because how physical she was. Is that a norm?
I've skated with her. In fact, she's the one who first taught me derby because she was with Binghamton when I first started with Binghamton. And she was our coach. That's Malice in Chains.
11-4 Lunachicks as we broadcast live tonight here on Finger Lakes 1 TV. I'm Harold Weber with Dave Barnick, Chris Marquardt.
Oh, no.
Jeremy and Jason Hunt on the cameras.
Wow, look at that
Silver.
Yes.
A Sesson is with us, helping us navigate through this.
I'm really trying hard not to scream into the microphone.
That's okay. Oh.
There she goes. Now the two teams in the pack,
right.
The blockers, they all have to stay within a certain amount close to each other. You can't break up the pack.
Oh,
my. Down goes Frazier.
Oh, there goes a forearm.
So that is a penalty?
That is a penalty.
They're in the penalty box right now, aren't they?
Yeah, their jammer is in the box. We have a power jam.
Oh.
So in that case, our jammer will try to keep going through as long as she can.
Wow.
They have 2 blockers and 1 jammer in the box right now. Jammer is standing.
Is that unusual to have that many in the box at one time?
No, but that is the maximum. If somebody else got a penalty, they would flag them back out onto the track. And then they'd have to come back in when there was a seat open.
In all seriousness, are mouth guards required?
Mouth guards are definitely required.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes, it is. All right, their jammer's coming back in now off her penalty. So
okay.
This is her first pass through. This is our second pass, which is a scoring pass.
Oh, what a great move.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Great move.
And who is that, by the way?
That's Diesel Tricks.
Diesel
and
Tricks.
She's guest skating with us tonight from Pennsylvania team called the Dirt Road Deers. And I understand she used to play football. So
she's obviously very talented.
Yes.
As it appears that we are, the Lunachicks are racking up some good points here.
Yeah, this is a good start. But I'll tell you, it can be just a couple jams with a jammer penalty where our jammer sitting in the box, they could catch up
quite quickly.
20 points very easily.
You answered my question before I even asked it. Very good.
And, of course, Chris showing us some replay action as well, which is another feature of our fantastic sports coverage that Chris and Jim Senecropi do on a nightly basis when we're doing various sporting events.
I would follow that action.
30-6 in favor of the hometown Lunachicks, their last bout of the year. Oh, there goes the body on the floor. As the jammer tries to get through.
Oh,
that had to hurt.
She's getting up slow. That's not good.
That had to hurt.
And they're calling it because she's not getting up too quick.
So the timeout will deal with the issue regarding the injury, correct?
Yeah, this will end this jam.
Okay.
They'll make sure that she's okay. And
I hope maybe just the wind was knocked out of her, and that probably happens quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we have somebody on the track that's being attended to by a trainer to verify that she's okay. She's on her knees, and I think, Dave, you're right. It may have been just knocking the wind out.
Yeah.
You know. And she gets a nice round of applause.
I remember when I played roller derby, and that happened quite a bit.
She's holding her backside or her backbone. So
as you were saying before we came on, Silver, the following day is a big day for recovery, right?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it is.
I bet
it
you
is. When you're out there, you know, the adrenaline is so high and you're not feeling any pain. But the next day, you know it, especially for us older derby girls.
Old.
Well, next to Harold and I, you appear to be a teenager, I can tell you that.
I am 46.
46?
Yeah.
That's 1 year older than my daughter. I'm reaching the 7-0 plateau next April. 7-0. I got this guy by 8 years, and he's going to have some issues dealing with his health he's got to deal with. So, knock on wood.
Toxic beverage. You don't want to get that mixed in there with that diesel.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-oh. Our jammer's going off, skating off for a penalty.
Oh, really?
Power jam for the other team.
Now, what caused the penalty?
I heard him say elbow, so
okay, elbow.
She must have pushed out with her arm.
Okay. So now advantage parties.
Malice in Chains has got her.
And they need a comeback here. They're 30-6. They're behind. They're looking at the scoreboard.
Uh-oh. They are doing a pretty good job holding her back. There she goes. She got through. But the goal there was to hold her back as long as possible, because now here comes Spring Loaded back out on the track.
Spring Loaded coming back out.
She's an excellent skater. It's quite obvious.
She is really awesome.
Oh, bodies. Crushing.
Oh, they're calling her off for a penalty for that.
Really?
Oh, no. They got her for a low block.
Oh. And we have the fans down here whooping it up.
That one must be an offspring of Chewbacca.
She is our Luna, our wolf mascot.
Jeremy is our mascot.
She gets the crowd going, Point. She really does.
He didn't hear that, I guess.
No, he didn't wear a headset. Thank God. 30-6 as action continues here in Lyons as we present to you Lunachicks versus the Parlor City Tricks.
All right, they picked up 4 points on that.
Now, Silver, you said that a lot of people, both in your original home area of the Binghamton area, as well as this Finger Lakes area, greatly looking forward to this webcast.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's been shared on Facebook a lot over the last week or so. Yep. And, you know, people that aren't necessarily going to make the trek up from Binghamton to watch in person are going to be watching tonight.
And they're going to be listening to you 90% of the time,
so
that's good.
Hey, Binghamton.
There you go. Say hi to them. So,
hi. Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
That was nice.
Spring Loaded once again.
Oh, she is going to get a penalty.
Really?
You see, our blockers hit their jammer out of bounds, and she came back in on the track in front of everybody, which was a track cut.
That's a big deal for you guys then.
Yeah.
For your team.
It's a strategy. You want to hit them out, and you want to move backwards as far as you can to make them come in as far back as they can.
Here she's crashing, trying to get through, and she did.
Good job, Springy.
Spring Loaded has sprung.
She's, would you say, player of the game right now at this point in time?
She is one of our main jammers, and she's actually come back from an injury this year where she had a fracture in her ankle, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I fell on her ankle, unfortunately, in practice. So, yeah.
And just for our listeners and viewers, you practice on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, three nights a week?
3 nights a week.
Yep. 3 nights a week, 3 hours. And not everybody can make all 3 nights.
And then diet soda after the practice.
Sometimes ice cream.
Oh, wow.
Smart.
Always an hour ride back home for me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Harold, this is kind of fun and interesting.
It is. It's interesting to try to understand what everybody's trying to do, and that's why it's so nice to have Silver up here. And Silver, so to put it, there's 5 members of each team that begin the process, meaning there's 3 blockers, 1 pivot, and 1 jammer. Correct?
And you don't have to field a pivot.
Okay, you don't.
The pivot is kind of the person you look to be directing the pack.
Okay.
But that can change on a moment's notice.
Okay.
We have BC Rollers jammer in the box. This is a power jam with Diesel Chicks on the jam line for the Lunachicks.
So we're starting out with a power jam, which is the other jammer still in the box, but she's standing, so she's going to be heading right out within a couple seconds.
Okay.
So that's the strategy of the Parlor City team there to try to hold them back.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah.
Play defense versus offense.
And there she goes.
Oh, she got by.
Actually.
Got by or no? Diesel Tricks.
Oh,
penalty
no.
box.
Uh-oh.
Now, why did she get penalized?
I didn't see what she had done.
And here comes the Parlor City Tricks trying to capitalize on the penalty.
40-10 right now, a lopsided score.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. See how she brings her back to the back of the pack? Now, her goal there in calling that off is because our jammer just stood up and she's ready to enter the track. So they want to start off the jam with a power jam situation.
A lot of strategy involved in this sport. A lot of strategy.
There really is.
And the winner of tonight's bout actually takes on the winner of the San Francisco Giant Kansas City Royals series.
I think Dave Barnick would look great with a cape on, trying to go around the track. I should point out, Silver, in his younger days.
I know what's coming.
In his younger days, he thought he was a very fast individual, and he challenged the dog to a 100-yard dash. I finished so quickly that I was having a hamburger waiting for him to come across the line.
It cost me $5.
Yes,
still.
it did. I still have it framed at home. Ah, yes.
Oh, some more strategy there in that Anita Applebomber from the Parlor City Tricks got through that pack really fast and called it off immediately before Diesel Tricks could get any points.
And you began skating with this team, correct?
I began skating in Binghamton, yes I did.
Wow.
So you know a number of these players?
I do. They have a lot of newer people also, and I believe they have some guest skaters too. It's the end of the season, and to fill out your roster, sometimes you borrow people from neighboring teams.
Okay.
We've skated with them, and they've skated with us a lot.
Now
So we're all good friends.
Let me ask you, Silver, one thing as far as competition and heated battles, and I'm sure some tempers flare on occasion during a battle. Have you ever seen it get really out of control where tempers are flaring to the point where they don't cool it down?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So they do bring it back to normalcy then.
I have seen the occasional yelling at a ref.
Ah.
You don't want to do that either, because that will give you a second penalty.
I would also imagine for the player who loses their temper a bit that the teammates quickly rush in and just say, come on, cool it, it's okay.
They are all out there having a blast.
Yeah.
And really friends with each other, truly.
Now this jam is coming at almost the midway point of the first half of this bout.
Yes, we are. Well, yes, we are. We're at the 15-minute point.
15 minutes has gone by pretty fast.
It does.
It's amazing.
When you're out there playing and it's the end of the first half, it's like, what?
Bodies all over. Elbow.
They are out of play. Oh, there she goes. Bring her back. Uh-oh. Same with her now.
Oh, crash.
She ran into her own teammate.
Look like a couple of Greyhound buses going at each other here. Wow.
There are some hard hits that go on, that is for sure. That's why I'm sitting up here with you guys tonight.
And we got a special fans that go up and down the track here. It's kind of neat. They're into it.
Well, we hope that recovery is coming well. And let us know if you need anything, because our special guest, Silver, coming off of surgery of just a week ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had to put it off till after the tax deadlines. So.
Now, this spring loaded. And this is a question I'm asking on behalf of the Hunt brothers here. Is she married?
Yes, she is.
Well, forget about that, Jeremy and Jason.
Spring Loaded's husband is here helping out somewhere. He's known as Always Loaded, and her son is Little Loaded.
It was much more fun when Jeremy used to wear a headset, so when we took shots at him, he would hear us. So now we have the guest skater for the Lunachicks, the one that has done very well tonight.
She is an amazing jammer. That's Diesel Tricks.
Diesel Tricks.
Look at how she just dips down and sneaks right around.
Wow, tremendous.
Diesel.
And keeps her balance, too.
She does.
That's just very impressive.
And our blockers are doing a really good job.
And look at that score,
Really
folks.
good job.
Wow.
53-16.
Diesel. Hammering it down here.
They're pretty
from
close.
Lyons,
Let's see
New
if she's
York.
going to get through and get a couple points and then call it. There
Look
she
at
goes.
She's calling it.
I heard the coach yell.
58.
Oh, we got 1 point there, so.
58-16.
Silver,
Wow.
let me ask you, has the team been very pleased with their new home court here in Lyons and how
Oh,
that's
yeah.
worked?
We have really great luck in being able to practice here on this great gym floor. And the managers here of the place are really, really awesome to us. And
Close to the thruway as well.
it's
Fairly close.
Pretty close. Pretty central to a lot of other Derby teams. So we have some representation in the stands here from a lot of Derby teams. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but there is men's Derby.
Well, I was thinking of
And we
asking
have
you
a
that
few
question.
friends here from the Utica Quad Fathers. They're known as the
Oh,
Quad
yes.
Fathers.
I did see their
Nice.
I did see their jackets, yeah.
And just last weekend, we had a co-ed scrimmage here of people from all over the state and beyond that came up, and we had a little mini tournament last weekend.
Now, I know the men, of course, this is going to be an Olympic sport first before it is for the women, but
There's actually, it's one of the options to have it be an Olympic sport.
Really?
Yes.
See?
See, I thought you guys read up on that.
Well, Dave did a lot of research today. I
I
fell
did.
asleep and took a nap, so
The thing that I found kind of amazing and ironic was to be watching a football game, and next thing they're showing all these old roller skates on it,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, hey, that's cool.
that's right.
Lincoln, Nebraska,
That's right.
1819.
So now we are taking a momentary pause here.
Got a timeout?
We
Is
have
this?
a timeout. Not really sure if this looks like an official timeout where they're verifying scores and penalties. Yeah, the flat track roller derby's really, really grown in the last few years. Teams all over the country and, in fact, all over the world. And coming up in a couple months is going to, actually next month, November, is going to be the Roller Derby World Cup.
All right, we're getting ready for another jam, and here we go. We've got 12 minutes left till halftime, and the Lunachicks are currently running away and hiding, skating away and hiding.
Look at that
58-16.
blocking. Awesome blocking by Diesel Tricks and Afro Ninja right up in front of the pack there.
Wow.
They held her till we almost got back to the pack. That's awesome.
With that chase, had to pull back.
It looks to this novice
That was Ganja Ninja jamming.
that the skating prowess of the Lunachicks is pretty evident so far, anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll tell you, you got to be pretty good on your skates to be able to run through that pack and run around on those toe stops. It's not easy. They make it look easy, but it's not easy.
And was there a team this year that you faced that you thought, wow, these guys are really good, that stood out?
Oh, gosh.
You played a
Trying
team.
to think.
Played a
They
team
were
from
all
Albany.
pretty good matchups. this year. We won most. We lost a couple.
Right.
We beat, in fact, Olean this year, and they are a very tough team, very tough. So, and they beat us really very much by like 100 points last year. So we were thrilled to win that this year.
That makes the ride home after that distance of a match a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And what would you say was the largest crowd you've played in front of this year?
You know, I think the last bout, the bout before this, we had probably upwards of 200 people here.
Right.
You'll find some of the bigger leagues, like over in Rochester, they can attract a lot more people.
Sure. All right, here we go. Another jam underway.
Killer Hill versus Anita Applebomber. Now, Killer Hill is lead jammer, so she can call it off because Applebomber is a little bit faster. So it was definitely in her interest to call that off.
Is that Applebomber?
Bonita Applebomber. So we call her Bomber for short.
Well, I'm sure Silver, before she leaves tonight after the broadcast, she'll have to give us our nicknames, and she'll work on them during halftime.
Put me on the spot.
With names like Harold Weber, myself, and David Barnick, and Jeremy Hunt, Jason Hunt, Chris Marcor. You got to come up with some innovative ideas. All right, I'm sure there'll be classics. By the way, my nickname is Dog, like Bow Wow.
Dog, okay.
Dog.
Mouth of the South, they refer to me as sometimes.
So you'd probably
I'm
be
the
known as Mouth for sure.
southern end of Seneca County. Not to be confused with the southern end of certain animals or anything like that. Right?
The southern end of Seneca County, where they turn on the electricity twice a month.
Did she just get a nope? She very narrowly missed the cut call. That is Diesel Tricks once again jamming for the Lunachicks.
Diesel Tricks.
And that is Rampage jamming for the Parlor City Tricks. One of my very, very dear friends, also known as my derby wife, because she's like my best derby friend. And we started the same day.
Her name again?
Rampage.
Rampage. You got to love these names.
I do.
And some of these team names, too. Ladies Death and Derby. Enchanted Mountain Roller Derby. That's the Olean team.
Yes.
The Dirt Road Deeks.
Deers.
Deers, yes.
Deers.
And we got the Queen City Rollers.
They're from Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Dolls of Destruction.
In fact, the Queen City Rollers, the rankings, the national rankings just came out, and they are ranked up there pretty high now. I think 35 or 33.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the Lunachicks. Spring-loaded again. It appears, Silver, at this point that the Lunachicks have control of this bout. It appears.
We are currently ahead by 70 points.
Thrashing them.
That's a lot.
That's a little more difficult to come ahead, but I have seen it happen.
Wow.
It has happened. It happens less so now that they've reduced the penalty times from a minute to 30 seconds. When you have a jammer in the box for a minute, that's
a lot.
Very bad.
Yeah. Now, what penalty, Silver, would warrant an ejection? Is there some?
Swore at a ref.
Okay.
If you did something that was really egregious.
Okay.
Irresponsible of somebody else's safety.
And they would toss you.
Yep. I know it's happened. I've never been at a bout where it's happened.
Okay.
Just a few minutes ago.
That is Demolition jamming for the Lunachicks right now.
Demolition.
Demolition.
Oh, Demolition.
Her name is Deb.
Yeah.
outside of the track.
Even the officials have nicknames. The referees have special nicknames too.
I know she won't mind if I tell you this, but
yes.
this young lady, Demolition, is 52 years old.
Oh my!
Yes, she is, and you would. It's still. I don't believe her. I don't believe her.
52. God bless her.
She's gotten so good this year. She was kind of new to us at the end of last year, and she's really come a long way.
We're under 6 minutes to play here in the first half as you follow the action. And there's been a lot of bodies flying on the court. A couple of slight injuries, but the trainers have dealt with it. We've had bodies everywhere, and the Lunachicks currently are dominating this match, dominating the bout, I should say, 97-17. And
it's like some of those high school girl basketball scores.
Remember those days?
Some of those lopsided ones.
Oh, they were some classics. But we're going to pay tribute to the folks that made this possible, that came up with the dinero to have us here tonight. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's get back to action here.
All right, we've got Bombers coming back up on the pack. She is the lead jammer. She is probably going to call that off once she gets past her. Yep.
And she did.
Hell, they picked up some points, and I don't think we got any.
Well, they got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, it's like New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Me and Mary went for some Mega Million, my wife, the other night. Mega Million tickets for $240 million. One number.
Well, let me tell you something. Mr. Chunkendale over here was part of the group of 35 that won the $1 million. Yes.
The million?
Yes.
Wow.
So.
How long ago was that?
Last week.
Really?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So they won $1 million?
A group of 35 people where he works bought a bunch of tickets, and they got 5 numbers, and they got $1 million.
Awesome. Hey, Chunk, you're buying.
So 35 guys, I'm trying to think of what that take would be. What about
I'll tell you.
3,500?
I was thinking about 30 grand a piece.
30 grand a piece. 35,000.
Maybe before taxes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you being a CPA could work some magic.
Yeah. Actually, they're working with my firm. And
you
trying
can
to
give your
figure
firm
some
a
stuff
plug
out.
if you'd like.
Sure.
I work for Allied Financial Partners.
Okay.
We have a CPA firm, Tetton Ingersoll, and we
Good.
have financial services called Allied Financial Services.
I've heard of him, yeah.
Great firm. Love it.
When people come to you to do your taxes, the first thing they say, I want to get money back.
I want a refund. Give me a refund.
I would just like to give an open invitation to Chunk and Dale to splurge a little extra on Christmas this year for his sweetheart.
I'll go along with that.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
As we approach the 4-minute mark till halftime, and at halftime, we're probably going to get Lynn to come in, the photo guy, to talk to us a little bit too, because he'll be a chance to kill some time. He's got some really interesting views on the sport. But I got to tell you, folks, if you missed the beginning of it, Silver, of course, Ace Hassan has been here obviously, the broadcast, and we asked for someone to come up and explain the sport to us because this is new turf for me and myself and David, along with our camera guys and Chris. It's the first time I've ever actually tried to put this on the air. But in honesty, this young lady, Silver, you can see her during our telecast tonight, the trials and tribulations of her coming from the floor up to here was wide world of sports material. I wish I had the footage of her getting up here. That would have been something that you would never forget. She was coming backwards, sideways, trying to get up, and that was amazing.
First rule of thumb, not to hurt yourself, right?
Amazing.
It was a little scary. I didn't want to do it with crutches. That's not.
We appreciate the effort to get up here.
And all your insights.
Well, believe it or not, I may skate and play derby, but in real life I'm a klutz, so I didn't dare do the crutches up the bleachers.
Well, as we take a look at the scorecard, it is 112-24. Hello, Lunachicks. They are on fire, David.
That is pretty amazing.
I was hoping the first half would end with this score because I have 2 and 4 on the 100 squares, but with 2.5 minutes to go, I don't think so.
It's not unusual to see around 100 points at halftime, but kudos to the Lunachicks blockers for keeping them at 24 points. That's really pretty amazing.
Yeah, now we have these fans get into it, man. They're dancing now. Look at, I like this.
This young lady, she is a new skater with us.
Oh, she is?
That is Nasty Nikki, selling some raffle tickets.
50-50?
50-50 tickets, yes. So
well,
make sure you get them at halftime.
We will. So we're on a timeout right now. We've got about 2.5 minutes exactly to go.
Harold, who do you have on your show coming up Monday?
Monday, we're going to have Gary Schlegel, the owner of the McGee Diner. He's pro casino. We've had the faction that's been against the Lago opportunity. Gary, of course, owner of the McGee Diner, which I frequent a lot. I was there yesterday for breakfast. He is gung-ho for it, hopes it comes, hopes the license is awarded. He'll be here on the show on Monday, and looking forward to him having his views. We have a lot of guests. We'll get to that too, Dave. We have a lot of nice guests scheduled too.
This here
yes,
is one of our newer skaters. That is Ms. Conduct.
Number 5.
She may be her second bout ever.
Wow.
Yes. Oh,
there's
awesome block. And they got the jammer on a penalty. Power jam. Power jam for Misconduct.
Misconduct trying to get through.
She's going to get it. There she goes.
Misconduct scores.
Feel kind of bad for it being this lopsided, though, Harold.
I know.
All kinds of points for the Finger Lakes Lunachicks.
I have to say another thing. It's Lunachicks have been staying out of the penalty box tonight pretty well.
Well, you're up here.
Good point.
Wow.
And they're giving a lot of salutations to your new player.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Dave.
On that casino thing, Harold.
Yep, on the Lago, yeah.
I'm not asking you pro or con, but I'm asking you, do you think it's going to happen or not?
I think it may. I'm not a big fan of the location. I think the Mennonites and Amish folks are out there, and all of a sudden they have a $430 million casino 50 yards from their property. I think Tyre, New York is a nice little hamlet or whatever. I just don't think it's the right location.
I just am wondering, depending who you...
Yeah.
The Finger Lakes Times had a nice story recently. If you look solely at the numbers,
right,
you could see it. But I've talked to other people who just think it's just not going to happen here.
I think their projections when they did their presentations to the Gaming Council that were put together by Cuomo's group, I think their projections for the Lago were out of sight, out of mind. They blew away the Binghamton and the Tioga Downs.
Yeah.
And even a couple of the members of the committee questioned the numbers, which to me didn't look very good. We're at the 1 minute mark of the first half here from Lyons, New York, as you are checking out Lunachicks versus the Parlor City Tricks.
That's Diesel Tricks just came through for another grand slam, they call it, when she laps the other jammer.
Right on cue. This bout has been dominated from the outset by the Lunachicks, and they are coasting to a 132-24 lead.
I believe that last pass was 5.
Amazing.
We still have, is it still a minute?
Under.
Still a minute on the clock over there, so
right.
We're going to get another jam or two out of this half.
So it has been domination from the get-go.
You know, I really didn't know which way it was going to go. It was a pretty evenly matched team, actually, but they've got some good teamwork going on out there in the pack.
Little
good
like
blockers holding the jammer back on the other team, and that's exactly what they want to do.
By the way, Silver, let me spend a minute and mention the folks that came together and raised the funds necessary for us to be on the air tonight. Peter Heavy, Mento, Insura, Lynn Baby Got Snap, that's the photographer guy,
Yep.
Natalie Few, Daniel and Aaron Halstead, Katniss Everclean, Foxy Love Mayhem, and there were 2 anonymous donators for this cause. We need a certain amount of revenue to be here tonight with our equipment to come over to broadcast it, and they came up with the funds, and we really appreciate that. And they did it quite quickly, so that was very impressive. So,
yeah, we shared it around, and you know, this is kind of the first live stream of a local team like this. So
well, I presented the idea after I came over for practice to watch the practice. And we gave them a figure, said, hey, if you could come up with that, we'd be more than glad to put it on our calendar and broadcast. And thus, we're here tonight. So I think personally for me and Dave, who've been doing this for a long, long time, I started in 1970 doing sports on our radio. When the WSFW and radio was founded and opened, I came right from the day one. But I think Dave and myself, after this is over, we're going to get a new understanding, a little bit of the sport, but also variety's the spice of life. This is different, Dave.
And I get to have a lovely young lady next to me.
There you go.
I'm all for that.
it's an amazing sport, and the more you watch it, the more you can recognize the strategies and
just not too sure about Chewbacca down there.
That's Luna.
Luna.
She is a local high school senior.
Luna.
It's halftime, I think.
Well, it's getting close.
As soon as this jam ends, right?
Must be.
It's
showing 0.
Looks like they still got a minute and a half on the clock somehow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's the jam timer, yes. That will be the last jam.
Wow. As we're closing in on the first
she
half.
calls it off. Good girl, Demolition.
We have sequins on one of the players, which I think that's Ann Taylor Loft was where that, because my favorite lady.
I've seen some crazy get-ups, I'll tell you. But
so we are at halftime here from Lyons Community Center in Lyons, New York. Let's go through the broadcast team again. We've enjoyed the first half, and thank God Silver's up here going through a lot of the commentary, explaining what the strategies are, explaining what is happening on the track. Because God forsake, if it was just me and David, we would be jumping in the Lyons River by now.
Is that the name of the river?
I don't know. Since I was born here, I should know that. But my mom moved me when I was 2. So, but we have a host of individuals here tonight representing FingerLakes1.com Sports. Our director and producer and the guy that's running the switchboard and making sure everything is queued up, Chris Marcourt, who's done several of our games when Jim can't make it. Of course, Jim Senecropi, our owner, and who comes to most of these games, is checking out the Book of Mormon tonight with his bride,
nice,
Kathleen.
It's supposed to be great.
Yes.
Now, I see Jeremy, I see Chris. Where's Jason went to?
Down on the floor.
Oh, I thought maybe he was strapping on some roller skates.
There's Jason, getting ready to go out.
All right.
Good camera work, boys.
Hey, I think I'd like to give a shout out to some of the other local leagues that are helping us out here tonight.
Go ahead.
We have, of course, guest skaters from CNY Roller Derby. We have guest skaters from the Dirt Road Deers down in Pennsylvania. We have skaters from Cortland. We have skaters from, where else are we going here? Some of them I'm not sure. Maybe Ladies Deaf and Derby Society, which are over in Hamilton. We have referees from CNY. We have referees and non-skating officials from Rock City Roller Derby. We have some non-skating officials from Cortland. And
a lot of people put a lot of time into this, don't they? Because you're talking about some sites and travel. It's not right around the corner.
I'll tell you, weekends throughout, and it's most of the year. I mean, teams will be playing pretty much year-round. You'll have people taking breaks like during the holidays, but
Speaking of breaks, I know Silver can't go to the bathroom because it's going to take forever to get her back up here. Are you in for a bathroom break, David, or do you need? You're okay. Just double checking because I have to go to the bathroom break.
I can manage until
All right,
you get back.
And I'll be back.
Yeah,
All right. Just fill it for me.
This must be, PG-13 rated conversation here. But I'll tell you one thing to mull over, though, Harold, on your way. I'll give you 2-1 odds and 20 points, and I'll take the Lunachicks.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
As they, the score of this bout, 137-24 at halftime, and I know you've seen big turnarounds, but this appears, even from this novice's vantage point, that being me, to be pretty insurmountable at this point.
That would be really tough to come back from.
Now, do you girls have like a postseason get together, or will it be tonight, basically?
Yeah, we have some derby team building events throughout the year, but yeah, maybe we'll have just a special get together.
Dave Barnick here on Finger Lakes 1. Harold will be back shortly. We're talking to Lori, a.k.a. Silver Assassin. And you started earlier, you were telling us some of the professions of your teammates. How about athletically, what are some of the sports that you know of maybe that some of the players have participated in?
Oh, I've known of obviously some figure skating, some ice skating, some, like I said before, Diesel Tricks. I've heard that she was a football player.
One thing that struck me, and you, all kidding aside, could pass for much younger than you told us you were 40.
46.
Yeah, but the reality is, back when I was in high school and some years later when you were, they didn't have the number of girl sports available as they do today. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is an opportunity to kind of get out there and compete in ways that weren't available to you back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, and a lot of the girls have never played a sport before or never skated before. I mean, you could come and say you want to play roller derby and we will teach you to skate and we will teach you the skills and strategies of the game. Yep. And before you know it, you'll be playing.
Well, if I were to roller skate, quite simply, I would die. I mean, but I remember trying it, and this was many years ago, and it was a straight line until I could grab a hold of something. And so it requires some skill. And when you have other players trying to bounce you around off the track.
Well, we practice that. We practice first and foremost, there are minimum skills that you have to pass before you can play in a scrimmage or game situation. And
now, do you enjoy sports like as a spectator? Would you consider yourself a sports fan, so or not so much?
I like going to hockey games.
Rochester Amherst?
Yes. Uh-huh. I like going to hockey games.
Nighthawks?
Nighthawks. We've been to the Nighthawks. Yep. Chunkadale's
a
big fan of the Nighthawks. My son has been involved in kids sports. He's 14. He's over there. And,
really?
He's played football and baseball and wrestling, so I like going to watch him play, of course.
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of football, but not so much anymore. Just don't have time. Too much derby.
We are at halftime. Things are quieting. This is also, there's I saw the superhero costume contest. We wanted, again, I watched Harold's interview with two of your teammates. That'd be Spring Loaded and Tough Mama, I think it is, right?
Uh-huh.
And Tough Mama is here tonight, not playing, but as we mentioned earlier, our best wishes to her for a full recovery while she undergoes some cancer treatment. And, of course, you just had, I can see you're not, it's probably hard to be comfortable after having surgery
I'm wiggling
so
around
recently.
a little, I'll give you that.
But we certainly appreciate spending time with you. I'm Dave Barnick, along with Harold Weber, Chris Marquardt, and the Hunt brothers, Jason and Jeremy. Jeremy getting his fantasy football strategy locked in for tomorrow. And as I think it's week number 8 in the National Football League, and hoping the Buffalo Bills can defeat the New York Jets this weekend, among other games. and activities. And Finger Lakes won, showing some nice diversity in their broadcast and allowing us to bring you this contest tonight. A lopsided affair at halftime so far.
Number 12, Sammy. Where are you, Sammy?
I did not see that. Chris Marquardt just chipped in. A demolition derby was 5 hours of, and of course, Chris is our expert on the racing scene. And I imagine that goes all the way up to NASCAR. Is your do you have a favorite, Chris, on the NASCAR circuit? Think he's going to do it this year? Get number 5, right? Number 5. So I started to mention my favorite lady with those sequins. Shout out to Miss Delane, who no doubt is watching or will catch this later on. And we appreciate the opportunity to bring this to you. And so your son is here, 14. Is that him right there?
That's him right there.
And his name is?
Michael Jansen.
And he enjoys watching Mom play, or?
Not so much.
So-so.
He used to skate when he was a little younger. He would come to practice with me, and he would skate. And some leagues actually do have some junior leagues forming, which is awesome. They're the little kids. It's only girls right now for the junior leagues, but
now, which is more prominent? Is it the men's sport or the girls' sport, or about even?
I would say the women's is definitely more prominent. A lot more participation, but they just had the National Men's Roller Derby Association Championships, and that was out. I forgot where they played that, but that was won by a team called Your Mom.
Again, I'm intrigued by the different names, and you said one of the officials, not in uniform tonight, is your main guy, Chunk and Dale. How did he come up with that one? Or shouldn't I ask?
I'm not sure where that came from. I know he's spread a picture around of Chris Farley doing the Chip and Dale act on Saturday Night Live with
that was a funny
Patrick
scene.
Swayze. That was awesome.
It was almost it was funny and painful to watch at the same time. The nice community center here in Lyons. They've had a number of high school basketball games. Have you met Bob Ullman by any chance?
I don't believe I have.
Yeah, he's very civic-minded. I've met him a couple of times, returning to Lyons, which is his roots, and they restored here in Lyons, I guess to perfection, the old movie theater. And of course, he is the owner of the Newark Co-Pilots baseball team. And I believe, I'm not going to swear on a stack of Bibles, but I believe that Bob was very successful, and Harold can tell me if this is true or not, successful in the housing business or lumber business in the Carolinas, if that's correct. And he's been so generous to the area.
Phenomenal.
Including, I don't know, a high amount toward this very nice community center, which we're enjoying our great vantage point here from.
I can't wait to email him tonight. Hey, folks, we're going to take a break here for about 60 seconds. We'll continue our coverage of Finger Lakes Lunachicks against the Parlor City Tricks, 137-24. We'll be back after this.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's no price you can get it.
Okay.
At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Like us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and
Doing a great job. Doing a great job.
Local news from over 40 sources.
We'll talk.
Custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun, log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
We are back here at the Lyons Community Center, the Bob Ullman good old court. And, of course, Myron Taylor also getting due recognition as well. A game that is, or a bout, I keep saying game, a bout that has been dominated from the outset by the Finger Lakes Lunachicks. And, Silver, as you said, things can change dramatically, but it looks like the Tricks had better come up with some tricks at halftime to make this thing somewhat competitive.
They might. You see a lot of teams really come back a lot in the second half. You know, a little pep talk in the locker room and so forth, and discussion of strategies and how to work against the other team. We'll see, but that's going to be really, really hard for them to come back from.
Yeah, I want to remind our viewers, you know, we're here tonight for this special broadcast, having never done a roller derby on Finger Lakes 1. I think it's the first one that any operation has tried to attempt to broadcast, and we're thrilled to be here. But we're going to remind everybody that we will be moving into high school basketball coverage here on Finger Lakes 1. We have a good schedule that Jim Senacropi, our owner, back at the studios. Well, actually, he's out checking out the Book of Mormon tonight with his wife, Kathleen. And it's good to have him take a night off. Chris is here doing a great job as our engineer and director. And he does it all, making sure everything is on the air. And he's done a wonderful job getting it all set up for us. I want to remind everybody our high school basketball coverage will begin the November 29th, a Saturday night at the New York Chiropractic College. We will be broadcasting an opening night doubleheader. That'll be Saturday, November the 29th. So you'll get a full schedule on fingerlakes1.com soon. Jim's working on the details, and that'll be announced very shortly. So, heck, in less than 5 weeks away, we'll be covering basketball. And I think, personally, I'm looking forward to doing some of those games, and Dave Barnick as well, Brendan Harrington, and I'm sure Chris will be coming out for a few of those games, along with our camera ace, Jeremy, and Jason, no doubt, will be taking a. And by the way, he just flashed it up there. Our director just said something. Let's take a look at podcasts. We have a lot of things happening on our Finger Lakes 1. My show airs every Monday morning, Weber this week, and I've been thankful to have great guests coming in to talk about Chris been on. We have a lot of people come in to talk about different types of things. Mondays at 6 o'clock, the Crash Course podcast. That's an excellent show as well. I watched the Lake to Lake Girls the other night. They had a couple of the Lunachicks on. On Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, Healthy Cooking, Jim and Marilyn Barrow. Chris, of course, is the architect of the 31st Lap podcast. That's Thursdays at 7:15. Then we've got coming October 30th, Upstate Paranormal Radio. So that'll be interesting. And, of course, live high school basketball, Upstate Orange podcast, Upstate Hoops podcast. By the way, I had the two gentlemen on from the Paranormal. And I'll tell you something, they are neat guests. They are the ones that chase the ghosts and goblins.
I would love to see that.
They're on. If you go back to fingerlakes1.com into archives under sports, you'll see them. I can't think of their names now, but they were both in. A few weeks ago I had them on a Monday morning, and they were very interesting.
I will definitely check that out.
Yeah, you got to go in and check it out. But Jim puts a full menu out there for our viewerships, and we appreciate that. As far as my show goes, next Monday we have the McGee Diner owner coming in. He's pro casino, the Lago. Big topic of discussion. Will it end up in Tire, New York? Will New York State issue a license for the Lago? Some $435 million enterprise to be in little sleepy Tire, New York. Can you believe it? Our answer to Las Vegas. In Tire, New York. And, of course, after we get Gary Schlegel coming in on Monday, the following week, I am thrilled to have a couple of my personal friends, the owners of the Bellhurst Castle, will be in. They will be in on the 3rd of November. Alan and Kevin Reeder, the owners of the Bellhurst Castle. So we have a host of guests with different backgrounds, and I'm thrilled to bring that to everybody on a Monday morning from 9:30 to 10 a.m. We had a lot of fun this last several weeks, so we'll continue to have some fun. 138-24, and they're checking on the equipment over to make sure they're ready to roll again.
They just do a little quick check at halftime. Make sure everybody's got everything.
So how long have you been a CPA now?
Oh, gosh.
Long time, huh?
Almost 20 years.
Wow. It's good that keeps you quite busy at the beginning of the year, I'm sure.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, technically I could start skating in February, but that's not going to happen.
No.
It's going to be after April 15th.
No.
I just want to say thanks to our EMTs.
Right.
They're here for every single bout.
We're underway. Now, do the officials get paid for doing this, or is it volunteer?
Oh, everything is volunteer.
Wow.
You know, if they come from a far distance, we'll give some gas cards and stuff like that. But
okay.
That was Diesel Trick starting us off. She got 4 points.
Wow. So it's going from bad to worse.
The blockers on our team are really doing a phenomenal job of defense and keeping that other jammer back. That's some of the best I've seen this year.
In a typical year like this year, how many bouts has the Lunachicks been involved in from start to end?
We have had a very busy season.
Okay.
Very busy. We started bouting in April, I believe, and have been going at least 2 weekends a month ever since. Oh, wait, Misconduct is jamming again. Good for her.
As we are underway, as my broadcast partner Dave Barnick returns, and
we have a power jam for the Lunachicks again.
Another power jam.
Another power jam. BC Rollers jammer went out on a penalty. There she goes. She's getting it. And she was up. What did she? I'm not sure what's happening there. I didn't see her go out of bounds, but she was technically out of play, but they didn't call her out of play, so.
Now the young lady Silver that's at midcourt with the yellow cape on, what is her role?
She is our head NSO. She coordinates all the non-skating officials.
Tell us what that, okay.
The non-skating officials include our penalty box timers,
right?
Our jam timer, which she is doing herself. We have penalty trackers because any player that hits 7 penalties in one bout will be ejected.
Wow.
We have scorekeepers over there, somebody running the computer scoreboard as well as...
Now she probably has a real nice car too, doesn't she, Batgirl?
What's that?
Nice car or motorcycle, Batgirl?
I don't know if she's got one. There goes spring loaded. Benita Applebomber is right behind her. And so she's going to call that off. So no points on either team, but that's better than having them possibly get more points than us.
All types of strategy being employed here tonight. And as I said earlier, if you missed the beginning of the broadcast, certainly the Lunachicks started off with a high fever and it got even higher because they have just dominated with points. And you can tell by the score sheet, our scoreboard, it's 146-24. That is pretty decisive at this point. We are in the second half. 26 minutes to go.
Their jammer hit out by Malice in Chains there. Brought her back to the back.
Oh! Both bodies slamming to the court or to the track.
Demolition. Oh! Yeah, she's going to get called for that.
So, Joe, you're aware of Joe Madden, Tampa Bay?
Yes, I see. Stepped out of baseball.
Well, I wonder if possibly any truth to the rumor that he might be taking the place of the Parlor City Tricks coach.
This is interesting. You have both jammers in the box.
Oh, wow.
So you have nothing really happening right now, in which case both jammers have to sit for 10 seconds.
Okay.
They both come back out at the same time.
Huh. That's unusual, isn't it?
It is unusual. Sometimes you'll have one jammer in the box and the other jammer gets called, and as soon as the one jammer gets sat down, the other one is released. But to both go at the same exact time is pretty rare.
Elbow.
Elbows are not allowed. Oh, look at how she just got right through there. Good for her.
And we have 5 points picked up by Demolition.
Now, because Demolition went to the penalty box as a jammer, she is no longer the lead jammer, and she cannot call off the jam. So this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes.
You know what? Scores like this give pause for thought of later in the game, why not double the scoring or something like that?
To get a catch up, yeah.
But they don't have that option, obviously. But
no.
What a route we're
I know.
seeing.
It must be Finger Lakes 1 coming over, the reason this is such a route.
Well, Harold, you remember this time of year, some of those high school football games, and it'd be a 40-7 score, and with about a minute to go, some young man would get hurt, and they naturally take every precaution possible, but you're up there freezing, waiting for things to end.
God.
And
some of the all-time legendary moments when we used to come out to the south end and we used to try to broadcast football from a car when it was driving rain.
That was my 71 Chevy Impala.
Oh, she just got through that with no trouble. No trouble at all.
Too many memories, David, of way back when the temperatures were cold and we would go to Waterloo on Friday night, South Seneca on Saturday afternoon, and then finish off Clyde Saturday night. Oh, man.
Or Minders Saturday night.
And those triple headers were brutal.
I understand the Minders' new facilities are outstanding.
Yes, they
are.
Look at
them. Look at the three of them working together, holding her back.
Yes.
I am so impressed with this team tonight, I got to tell you.
By the way, the voice you're listening to, who has done a wonderful job, Silver Assassin, has been our special broadcast guest tonight. And thank God she's here. She has been a mountain of information, David.
I'm going to ask her about some of the personalities that she knows about, too.
Right.
Like the official heavy mental. Tell me what you can about that, gentleman.
Heavy mental skates referees for the CNY, Central New York Roller Derby. He officiates at a lot of our bouts. He lives up to his name. He's got a really crazy sense of humor, and he likes heavy metal.
I give him credit for being out there.
And by the way, David Barnick's occupation for many years dealt with mental.
That's true.
That's right.
You notice his number is 5150. So people will sometimes have numbers that match their persona. I am 86U.
Uh-oh.
As we are underway yet with another jam, and the Lunachicks are controlling this bout from the get-go.
Now you see, she was holding that jammer back, but she was too far ahead of the pack, so she had to stop and let her go.
You know, it kind of reminds me, Silver, of bumper cars, the way they crash in each other. When I was a kid, we used to go to Roseland Park. Remember Roseland, Dave?
I do.
Roseland Park.
Oh, you know, she tried to, that was a little jammer on jammer action there. She tried to hit the other jammer out, and it did not pay off, unfortunately. But.
Ooh.
They hurt all the way up here, don't they?
Especially when you're nearly a 7-year-old dog. That really does bother, thinking about the pain.
Oh, she just got called out on a penalty. That is a power jam once again for the Lunachicks.
They never do a mercy rule in these things, do they, when the score is so lopsided?
No, they don't. This is probably one of the largest point margins that we've had this year.
Could it be because we're here broadcasting it?
It must be, and you better be back next year.
I know.
If there was a prize fight, they would stop it, right, Harold?
That's right.
Is that, now the one referee with a beard, see him with a white helmet? Is that Jason Hunt?
That is Don Splattingly from Binghamton.
I thought he was a foreman in a West Virginia coal mine with a flashing red light on his helmet.
He's got the camera on there. That's I forget what they call it, but
yeah,
it's a great perspective to watch after the bout. We've been calling him Lee Bola this week. His name is Lee.
How many timeouts do you get in a particular half?
Each team will get 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts.
And there's unlimited official timeouts.
Okay. Well, it's 195-33. The Bob Ullman trademark has done it again. Lopsided, 195-30. Unbelievable domination by the Lunachicks, the homestanding Lunachicks. Again, if you just joined us, this is roller derby action from Lyons, New York, here at the Lyons Community Center. I'm Harold Weber, the dog, along with David Barnick. Our engineer tonight, Chris Marcourt. We have a special broadcasting guest tonight, Silver A. Sasson. We have the Hunt brothers, Jeremy and Jason, working the cameras, showing you the shots as the athletes go round and around.
That's
Wow. Crash, bam, boom.
Incredible.
Man, that young lady took a header.
That was Toxic Beverage hitting out Diesel Tricks out of bounds right over the corner, and
Silver,
then Rampage coming up and jumping over her.
Silver, she may need a toxic beverage.
Oh my God, what a replay.
That's a dangerous chemical combination right there.
I'm excited to be here, David. The only thing I'm not happy about is I was hoping they'd have Coors Lights at halftime with some wings.
That you have to come to the after party.
Coors Lights. All right, here we go.
That's Ganja Ninja jamming for the Lunachicks.
Ninja.
Look at her go. Both of those skaters.
She is a fast skater. Bomber is a very fast skater, and she is giving Bomber a run for her money. That's 0 points for the Tricks.
And 200 points on the board.
And 2 points for the Chicks.
Wow, the Chicks. Speaking of the Chicks, whatever happened to the Dixie Chicks? They go off the air?
Well, they had a problem, you remember.
I know they had a problem, but
one girl went a little political. And,
right. But I love their music. I was curious, speaking of the Chicks.
Well, we need another show to talk about your musical taste, Carolyn.
I like the Dixie Chicks. I'm a country guy.
I
like country music. I don't like the twang and stuff, though.
Well, let me tell you who I saw this summer when we get a chance.
Oh, you have a chance right now. It's 202-38.
Paul McCartney.
Oh, Big Paul.
That was an amazing show.
Well, we've got a power jam now for the Tricks, for the Parlor City Tricks.
All right. Come on, Tricks. We're kind of pulling for you. Put some points on the board.
Rampage looking to find some teammates to hook up with. I saw her there. Seriously.
Yep.
Well, there's power in numbers in Derby, that's for sure.
Now, the 52-year-old young woman is which one here?
That's Demolition.
Is she on the floor?
She is actually coming. No, she was going to come out to jam.
No.
But we have our jammer in the box, so
no,
she
David,
can't.
she's over on the bench putting Ben Gay on her knees because that's what I do when I play golf. Slap on that icy hot and cold. By the ounces.
I need to dive into that stuff.
Oh, I love it. That stuff works miracles. Icy hot and cold. When I have a sore shoulder playing golf, I just rub it on there, and it's like brand new 10 minutes later.
Oh, no. Wow, she got through really quick.
Wow.
We had another blocker in the box, so 3 blockers is not better than 4.
Here she comes, trying to get through.
She did pretty well, but
boom.
That's spring-loaded.
She's really giving effort. You got to give her credit for that effort.
Yep.
She is definitely quick on her feet. And if you ever look at some of her pictures after the bout,
right,
she has always got a smile on her face. Getting through the pack, big grin.
I would love Silver to go to each of the Lunachicks home tomorrow morning about 8 o'clock as they have bandages wrapped around their legs and their heads and their elbows like they had just come out of a heavyweight fight. They got to be sore tomorrow. A lot of them.
Bruises are definitely a badge of honor.
ACLs
Also,
torn or not.
You'll notice that a lot of the girls have their numbers written on their arm in Sharpie marker. So to collect other players' numbers on your skin is also
Yes.
shows you were really
Very
pushing
good.
it out there.
I get it. Little tattoo transfer.
I see Malice is going to have a lot of numbers on her arm.
Points for Benita Applebaum, 4 for the Apple Bomber.
Oh.
Beautiful hit by Foxy Firecracker.
Now, Silver, we see a young lady that's in the middle court right now. She's walking toward the Myron Taylor. What does she do? The girl with the black
She just
sweater.
wandered in here, Harold.
No, I mean right there.
I believe she's tracking penalties.
Okay.
And that is our none only than Betty Venom.
Oh, okay.
She's a skater with us, but she's not bouting tonight.
So everybody has a role here to play.
That's for sure. It sure takes a lot of people to put together a bout, to do all the jobs that need to be done.
It's basically all volunteering, too,
all
isn't
volunteer.
it? Yeah.
Well, it's been an amazing night so far, and we're at the 14-minute mark of the second half, and it has been total domination by the Lunachicks. We are so thrilled to be here tonight to bring this to you, even though it is our debut and our very first ever roller derby. We feel much more comfortable leaving tonight, knowing that we might come back someday and we at least have some clue of what the sport's all about. And we give all that credit to Silver, who has been quite knowledgeable. Forgetting about her skills as a CPA, she definitely knows the sport. So.
Hi-O Silver.
Hi-O Silver. I like that. Hi-O Silver, yes. Yes. Remember those days, Hi-O Silver?
I would have thought your boyfriend could be the Lone Ranger or Lone Stranger or something like that.
He was chunking Dale long before I ever joined Derby, so.
Okay.
I can't believe him and 34 other people won $1 million. That's what I still can't believe. Wow.
I know. It's awesome.
Too bad there wasn't one more zero attached to that, right?
I know. Wow.
I scratch off a ticket and win $2 on a lottery ticket, and I want to go out and take Mary for surf and turf, minus the surf and the turf. Just bring me a slice of bread.
Yeah, that cardboard crack. I buy those tickets myself. Sad as it is.
What's the story, Dave? $1 in a dream.
I see a lot of people who shouldn't be buying them.
Yep.
Loading lots of money into those machines.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Hey, by the way, let me give another mention. Shout out to the folks that made this broadcast possible tonight. A podcast here on Finger Lakes 1 TV. Located out of Seneca Falls. Our studios are on Fall Street. Peter Heavy Mental in Sarah. Lynn Baby Got Snap. He's the photo guy. Natalie Few. Daniel and Aaron Hostad. Katniss Everclean. Foxy Love Mayhem. And there were two that remained anonymous who donated money to get us to come here tonight to broadcast this very first ever roller derby sporting event on Finger Lakes 1. David, I'm not so sure what sport we could go to that we would be less knowledgeable than coming here tonight. I'm thinking maybe quoits or
what about
horseshoes?
Oh yeah, the broom ball thing there.
That'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
What do they call that sport again?
It's Olympic sport. Curling. Oh, that would be a lot of fun.
Look at that. That's Misconduct again, jamming for us tonight.
Misconduct.
One of our newest skaters. This is her second bout, and she is lead jammer. Rampage just got through.
Oh!
Yeah.
Some of these laps remind me of Talladega. Crash the NASCAR.
Little bit of demolition derby.
Oh my.
Well, it's too bad. No one feels worse than yourself, of course. The injury you incurred.
Yeah.
And that's a tough one. And but we certainly hope for a full and speedy recovery on your part.
I'm doing really well, actually. It's just a long time to recover, but it's not super painful. It's just very inconvenient.
That's number 39 for the Parlor City Tricks.
That's Demolition jamming for the Lunachicks again.
Oh.
You know,
I was a little worried even walking on this gym floor while this was going on down there.
It is a little bit of a slippery floor, actually.
Well, I was thinking of these skaters. So ice skaters could transition fairly easily to the roller skating.
I ice skated some when I was a kid, and then I rollerbladed a lot.
You know, Delane George is an outstanding ice skater.
Really?
And I could see her giving the old,
wow,
you know, jamming and blocking. And
there's some girls that play rugby.
Yep.
There's some field hockey players.
That's a rough sport, rugby.
Yeah.
Nice play by.
Oh.
And she got right through.
Beautiful.
Action continues here in Lyons, New York.
This young lady for the Parlor City team skates very well.
Bomber, she is amazing. She is definitely an asset to their team.
Wow. 224 to 62.
She got a few more points there on that last pass.
67.
Yep.
And by the way,
she got 5 points because our jammer was in the box, and that's an automatic point for her.
By the way, so to show you how uncoordinated and how non-sporting life that I can be as a skater, upon our marriage of my wife Mary, it'll be 49 years of matrimonial bliss in May. 49 years. We went to the Pocono, on our honeymoon, we went to Pocono Gardens. And they had scheduled events, like you go skating one night, go to the movies another night, etc. My wife is an excellent skater. She went backwards, sideways. I was 5'11 and a half. I weighed 131 pounds, not the 195 that I'm carrying right now. But my wife says, put on the skates and says, I'll see you on the out on the rink. I said, okay. So she's out in the middle doing her normal backwards, sideways. I start off, I'm skating, and guess what? I have no way of knowing how to stop. Crash. I hit the wall, head first, on the floor. 12 minutes into our honeymoon, my wife comes up to me, skates up to me, goes, you having a problem? I said, yeah, I don't know how to stop.
That's one of the first things we teach.
End of story.
Our new skaters.
H. Weber, not athlete of the year.
That's just after Mary took out that big life insurance policy.
Oh, it was embarrassing. Life's most embarrassing moments.
Oh, there goes Diesel Tricks again.
There goes the Diesel.
Sneaking right by the pack.
You guys have a chance. I don't know if you can recollection on this or not, but there's a possibility you're going to have 300 points tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Has that happened all year long?
You know what? I think we did hit
now you're
300.
You're supposed to be a numbers person, so I would expect you to get this right. I know when we were off the air, you promised to give me an extra couple thousand back on my income tax. You said it was okay to claim my pet turtle, right? So.
You'd be surprised.
I bet you could write a book. Can I take a deduction for this?
Yeah, I've got a lot of pet receipts, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, but speaking of CPA, how about the number of refunds going to prisoners in maximum security prisons?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There was a story recently about that.
Yeah.
They go in and they do their tax form on the system.
Computer.
The free ones.
Fraudulent tax returns are
amazing.
Very increasing, very prevalent.
Yep.
But they'll
get you sooner.
Catch up to you.
Oh, yeah. I do remember the days. It's funny, you know, you have now the money going in by your, what do they call that? Automated, they send the money right to your bank account?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Automatic.
I remember the days where you waited for the check for 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah, now you wait for a deposit for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
But it's amazing.
Funny how that works.
But you know what, Silver, if you file early, it's amazing. You get it within a week.
Oh, yeah, you can get it really quick, especially if you file early. So file early.
Early.
There's a tip for you.
See? A tip from
Didn't
our
know
CPA.
you were going to get tax tips tonight, did you?
No. Well, it's 246 to 71.
There's Malice. God bless her. She is awesome out there. Working with Ganja Ninja, holding that jammer back. great job.
Nice cover by a Rampage, opening that lineup for Cheshire.
Players got to be getting a little fatigued about now, huh?
Yeah, it starts to show
Especially
towards the end of the bout.
Especially if you've driven the 2.5 hours from the Binghamton area and you're getting beat by 170 points.
Yeah.
You know what? They're going to go to the after party and they're going to have just as much fun as we do.
That 30 seconds does not start until that skater's fanny hits that seat.
So how many superhero uniform? Is this a Wonder Woman near the penalty
That
box?
looks like Wonder Woman. That's Katniss. That's Katniss Everclean.
Say that name again.
Katniss Everclean.
And is there a Wendy on your team?
We have Wendy Miller, which is Tough Mama.
Tough Mama.
I see. I see.
They have a power jam right now.
Now, Luna is the mascot's name, right?
Yep.
And does Luna take many Regents courses or just kidding, just kidding.
She's awesome. She just had her last soccer game
Oh, nice.
of the year.
Leave it to Dave Barnick to lighten up the broadcast.
That outfit, though, reminds you a little of the Takeoff movie, the spoof movie by Mel Brooks on the Star Wars, where John Candy played the...
Yep.
He was Chewbacca, right? Or
He played that, whatever they called that character in that movie.
6 minutes left in this bout.
6 minutes to go. In a bout that has been so one-sided tonight, it's the homestanding Finger Lakes Lunachicks dominating the Parlor City Tricks.
I see the camera there. The light is on now on the headset.
Yep.
Not headset, but the camera on the helmet.
You know, right now I can see that the Lunachicks are putting in other players to jam. Not our...
It's basically what I think you're leading to here, Silver. They're getting some different players with an opportunity to get in the scoring column.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Now, do they ever kick field goals when they can't get the actual touchdown?
No field goals, no ball. Although, like I said in practice, sometimes we'll play basketball on skates or full contact basketball, some dodgeball. It's good for the footwork and the agility.
Oh my! Crash, bam, boom. They went flying.
That was Diesel Tricks hitting out Rampage, and she just cut. Oh, no.
One thing I've learned, I believe, you get knocked out of bounds, basically, out of the circle. Then you have to go back to that, before that spot where you got knocked out to re-enter.
You have to get behind the player that hit you out or anyone else that was already ahead of you. You can't cut in front. You can't better your position is the technical.
Now, who's this with the red leotards and the makeup on the face right there blocking?
That's Malice in Chains.
Malice?
Malice in Chains. It's a play on the band
Alice in Chains. Gotcha.
We call her Malice.
Dave, you got to keep up with all these lingos.
It was a movie, Absence of Malice.
There is no absence of malice tonight.
Starring Paul Newman.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. Yes.
Tell you a good story, Harold.
Yes, we got time.
We're at a watering hole after a little golf not long ago.
Right.
And the young barmaid, we were talking about the comment that Bob Hope apparently made that Waterloo was a suburb of Seneca Falls. I don't know if you remember ever hearing
way
that.
Back when.
So, and my friend, the famous Rocky Graziano, says to the young barmaid, said, Bob Hope said this. I said, wait a second, do you know who Bob Hope is? She said, no idea who Bob Hope was.
Really?
Which is another indication of our aging.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, Rampage is back out to the penalty box. They called her on another track cut.
And she probably knows all the penalty people pretty
And Bob Hope came to Seneca Falls for the opening of Eisenhower College.
Correct. Yes.
We almost had a star pass, but the jam timer ran out. The jammer can pass the star helmet cover to the pivot, only the pivot.
Now,
and
let
she
me
can
ask,
take over as jammer.
So let me ask you, at the conclusion, they're going to what? Announce the most valuable player?
They do. Each team will vote a MVP for jammer and blocker.
Okay.
For each side. And
does that happen right afterwards? Right after
usually.
And we got this. I got the tickets here.
Oh, yes. They draw the tickets for the 50-50.
Oh, yeah, they should be doing
David
that
has
soon.
already said he's going to split it with the broadcast crew.
I know one thing. I've already voted for Silver as most valuable player.
By far. If we come back to do another one, the only way we'll come back is if you're joining us, but you'll want to be on the track.
She can take a break.
Yeah, that's right.
I may not be playing right away after I come back. You know, I've got to make sure it's not. I don't want to go through this again.
She may be wanting to negotiate a higher salary for her work tonight.
Now, speaking of Eisenhower.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And, of course, named after President Eisenhower.
Yes.
Don't you just enjoy thoroughly all the political ads that are on?
I hate them. It drives me nuts.
Oh, we have Afro Ninja jamming now.
Yes, I saw that name. That's a great name, Afro Ninja.
She is such a dedicated player on this team. This girl is at every practice. She promotes locally like crazy. And just all around awesome. Good job staying in the track. Oh, of course I had to say that.
Right.
2 minutes.
I was just going to do the same thing, Harold.
2 minutes.
Great minds, right?
I know. 2. Oh, my.
Rampage just jumped the apex, which is taking a leap over the corner of the track. Well, not corner, but the curve.
Well, at the conclusion of tonight's bout, we'll be taking a break. When our mind Chris will take a break, and then we'll come back and have the announcement of the MVPs and their awards, and then we'll say goodnight to you all.
And we're only a minute 33 away from that.
Right.
The Lunachicks have slowed down their assault, so to speak.
Yeah.
But a great way to end the season for your team.
Yes.
Amazing bout. Wow. This may well be the last jam.
I wonder how many people are in costume tonight. Do we see Batgirl and Wonder Woman? And there's probably a few other.
I'm trying to figure out.
I was hoping those guys would have brought pizza up there from the other.
I think, David, if you're any kind of a guy, you would put Silver on your back and give her a piggyback ride down to the court. But your back is hurting.
My back
so
is too bad to do that.
We'll get the Hunt boys over here.
That's right.
I think I can make it down.
A lot easier than going up.
Yes.
197, 189.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nikki, you go home with a pocket full of cabbage.
What is it?
What did he say? 187?
Look at Tough Mama's mama over there. She's got about 60 yards of red tickets.
I think they said 189 is the last three.
Red ticket, 197, 189.
Yeah, I missed.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I dare you to run across this track. You are a brave woman.
Cash.
Right over here, Mama.
Mama. She's going the wrong cashier window.
Do you happen to know who that lady is by any chance, Silver?
Yes, it's a
The winner?
The winner?
No, I don't. I think I've seen her hereabouts before, but no, I'm not sure.
I just thought, you know all the lottery winners, so. Thought that was Don King at first, but no.
Where does he get these lines, huh? He has rolls of them. He puts them away. Oh, man. Every time I work with you, Dave, I think of the George Suin.
That was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah,
clipboard.
Jesus. Yeah.
Barnick with the line of the century.
And by the way,
we're not.
his
listening to
Mrs. Sue,
Yes,
Susie Sewin.
Friday of the night.
I saw her, last time I saw her was at the fabulous Golden Buck in Ovid, New York. Which has quite a contingent of North County
I know they do.
patrons.
I know they do. One of the classic nights of all nights when the Sewin got hit in the head with that clip.
Yeah. I'd like to personally thank everybody for allowing me to be a part of tonight's tremendous experience.
Yeah, it's been fun. A shot in the dark.
Calling it off, definitely.
We got to get that 250th point.
I think we're going to get one more jam out of this because there was still some time on the.
There's Lynn, the photo guy.
We hopefully can preserve the jams. That was pretty bad.
Oh,
yeah,
my.
that was really bad.
The clock is ticking away. 42 seconds.
Well,
they're grouping up in mid-court on the Bob Omen court along with Myron Taylor. Bob Omen, I can't wait to send him an email. I must have forgot his name was on this court. Impressive.
I don't know who Myron Taylor is. Do you
I don't
know?
either.
But we should at least mention,
yes,
I'm sure another donor or
yes.
somebody, obviously
Myron
a community
Taylor.
member.
Yep.
So
Bob Omen and his family's done so many great things. And again, Dave, you've been over to Newark. They have a fabulous park over there. Fabulous.
Well, when you
food.
took that short break, I was mentioning to Spring about the movie theater.
Oh, excellent. Beautiful theater. Beautiful theater.
And what's the story? Was his grandfather the original owner or something?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And they have brought that back to beauty. I mean, it's just a phenomenal job of restoration. Oh
no.
Body's flying. There she goes.
Wow.
So,
trying to
crash, bam, boom. She's still on her feet. No, she isn't. Called it off.
She calls it off, but we ended up still getting a point out of that. 2 points for them, 1 point for us.
250 to 93.
And we get one more jam.
94.
One more jam.
One more jam. Well,
this is the encore.
This is the encore.
Cheshire Chick.
And we've got Killer Hill for the Chicks.
Killer Hill.
There she goes. Got right through.
She's going to get in the scoring column.
She is. She's jammed a couple times tonight. Look at that. Wow.
Time has elapsed. This will do it, I believe.
This is officially the last jam.
Wow. Here she comes. Boom.
Look at that. Look at that.
Nifty footwork.
Killer Hill jumping the apex. Awesome.
That's going to hurt.
Oh, no.
Somebody
there goes Malice.
Malice.
I think that's, I don't know if she's had another penalty tonight. I didn't notice.
Now, why do they continue at this point? I'm not a little confused.
They can go up to 2 minutes. If there's 1 second left on the clock, we can start a jam that could last up to 2 minutes.
And that'll do it.
That's it.
265 to 94. Lunachicks go absolutely loony tonight against the Parlor City Tricks. Wow, 265 to 94.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Afro Ninja.
Afro.
Happy birthday wish to
Afro Ninja.
Once again, stop by the courthouse afterwards and wish her a happy birthday yourself.
Final score tonight, the Lunachicks dominating from the get-go, 265-94 over the Parlor City Tricks. What we're going to do now is take a break, and then when we come back, we hope to get the MVP and the awards, and then we can wrap this baby up. We'll be back.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At fingerlakes1.com. Come on over to fingerlakes1.com. Like us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to Finger Lakes One.
www.fingerlakes1.com.
We're back here at courtside of the first ever roller derby match, or bout,
Taking their victory lap.
contested by the homestanding Finger Lakes Lunachicks versus the Parlor City Tricks out of Binghamton, New York. A match that, or a bout that was really never in doubt. Dave, it was just cakewalk city, to be honest with you.
It was, and it was an experience for both you and I. And again, as we've said many times, thank goodness for Silver to articulate a lot of the nuances and general descriptions here. But for all the jokes and fun, and it has been fun.
It has.
You got to give your hats off to the ladies from both teams for the dedication to pursue this sport and have some fun with it.
Exactly.
Both teams played awesome tonight. Sometimes the score doesn't necessarily reflect how well each side played. I mean, we saw some crazy, awesome jamming by Benita Applebomber and Rampage.
Oh. Here we go. Most valuable.
The Finger Lakes Lunachicks decided that the most valuable blocker on the Parlor City Tricks was Therapist.
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 She got the MVP for being a great blocker.
You know, they changed that score, Harold. They added 1 point.
I saw it, 266-94, yeah.
And the interesting thing in the paper, as you probably saw this morning, the spread was 171.5.
On the Parlor City Tricks was Rampage.
Rampage.
That's not a surprise, is it?
No. You know, Bomber is an awesome jammer, and she always is, but a lot of times you'll see the team, like if somebody else is jamming and really putting in an effort, they will pick them the MVPs. Nice MVP awards. Look at the superhero capes.
Now, who is this that just got the award?
That is 3-Snap Thug.
Ah.
And the most valuable jammer on the Finger Lakes Lunachicks.
Oh, it's got to be Loaded. Wow.
Now,
Spring loaded.
Awesome.
in the event that she doesn't uphold her duties as the winner for the next year, then the runner-up will then.
No runners up.
Do they get do they get to keep the capes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Pretty nice.
So they're all Cape Crusaders tonight.
Is that tax deductible?
No.
That's nice.
Nice capes.
Well,
wow.
Well, listen, it's time to wrap this baby up. We some of the guys got to clear up. So let me ask you, Silver. Thank you very much for being a part of this.
Oh, thank
we
you.
Appreciate,
this was fun.
I'm glad you had a good time, and we could not have done this without you, believe me. So thank you very much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Anybody you wanted to say hello to that you thought of that may have forgotten?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if my mom's going to be watching tonight, but
Say
she's
hi,
a big
Mom.
Derby supporter.
There
so
you go.
hi, Mom, Mama Silver.
There
Love
you go.
you.
There you go. And David, your final thoughts. It was fun. It was different. First time ever for both of us. I enjoyed it. It was unique in a sense. God bless Silver.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but I think the general positive attitude by all the participants, including the officials, all the volunteers, hats off to all of them, and thanks for letting me be another part of this.
I know. That was fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And everybody checking us out tonight. Again, if you just got home and didn't see the entire podcast, not to worry. It'll be up there a little later tonight. It'll be there on the webpage tomorrow on our website, fingerlakes1.com. Click on it. You'll be able to watch it. We archive everything we do forever, so it's not a big deal. Again, we want to thank everybody for checking us out tonight in this new venture for fingerlakes1.com sports. Let me give credit to our broadcast team, the Hunt boys, Jeremy and Jason doing a great job on camera work tonight. Of course, we've given a lot of praises to Silver A. Assassin, Dave Barnick, my broadcast partner, and our engineer, producer, floor manager. He did it all tonight. Chris Marquardt, great job, Chris. So speaking for the cast of thousands representing fingerlakes1.com sports, check us out for high school basketball starting Saturday, November 29th. Good night, everybody.